Hello everybody, Jen here. I'm just going to waffle for a little while because I've only just let people know that I'm going live, so I'm just going to give them a chance to jump on. So if you're on the replay, I would suggest I don't know, maybe scrolling in maybe 30 seconds to a minute or two, just to get into the juicy bits, because I'm going to be just waffling for a second. So just to give you an update on my earlier live I did from the gym. I did everything I was meant to do at the gym, which I was really pleased about, done. And I even got accused sounds horrible, I should say complimented. I'm not quite sure whether to be offended or not. I had an elderly gentleman next to me on the cross trainer, and we're having a chat, and he was like, yes, I've got a granddaughter that's older than you. He said, oh, she's 25. And I was like, oh my God, you think I'm in my early 20s? So I was like super chuffed that this person had given me that major compliment. The fact I thought I was really young, I was like, oh, thank you so much. And then also it was a bit like, do I really look that baby faced? But it's all good. So had fun at the gym, did that. Hey, Marcy Masters, she's caught me live. Hi, nice to see you, sweet. You're not coming up. It doesn't look like I have any viewers. That's really strange. I'm going to go onto my page and see if I can check myself out, and then hopefully I'll be able to see the comments, because I've just seen that you commented. Cool. Okay, perfect. You're up. Okay, so I've got somebody. I've done that thing where I've not scheduled. I've just broadcasted to Doris to help her let everyone else know that I've gone live. So so I'm just waffling for a second just to let a few people come on. I don't know what your time schedule's like, Marcy, but I'm just chatting for a second. Yeah, no, it's just you so far. So we'll see if anyone else pops on. But yeah, I've just done a bit of I need to do it now. But this is the whole thing I'm doing. Imperfect action is better than no action. I can see someone else has hopped on as well. So whoever's hopping on, say hello. If you're on the replay, say hello. Fab, I can see 4 viewers. I'm going to begin then. Oh no, one of them's gone, but it's cool. I'm going to begin anyway. So I wanted to talk to you about the juicy topic of guarantees, because I had a session this morning with someone who is absolutely lovely, and I wanted to talk about this topic. So we kind of did this niche check, and they were like, yeah, I feel pretty solid on the stuff that you generally cover, actually, and then we went through things and we dug up something super juicy, and that was the fact that they weren't owning the outcome because they were too afraid to make guarantees. Now, you might, hey, Claire Brett, hello, lovely to see you. And Holly's here, hello, sweet. And so this whole guarantee thing really puts, a nail in the coffin sometimes, because we get so scared about stating that solid, juicy outcome that we want to be able to say, because it sounds like we're going to guarantee them that thing. And that's where this whole position comes from, where we hold back from actually stating anything solid and tangible because we're too scared to talk about it, because otherwise it sounds like we're promising something to them that they can't achieve. And this is what was going on in this call this morning with this person who I'm not mentioning any names. And so when we really got down to it, when we actually took away the fear, so basically the first thing that we did, and just to talk through what happened, because it would be really useful to you guys to be able to maybe look at what you're doing yourself, is to actually say to yourself, let's take away that fear for a moment, because all that fear is doing is blinding you to what you want to offer. And one really juicy question that I get people to ask themselves when they are thinking about their solid outcome, and it's really true, is whatever you're too scared to promise or guarantee your prospects, that right there is your money-making, juicy, solid, tangible outcome that people want. So that's a really a great deep dive question that you can ask yourself to see, what am I too scared to say? And whatever that is, and it's kind of calling out the fear. So as soon as you call out the fear and say, okay, cool, I'm accepting that I'm scared. I'm accepting that I'm scared to make a guarantee. And also what's going on in our brain is it's going, no, you must not make guarantees to your prospects. It's wrong. You can't guarantee anything. Why why would you even go there? That's what that little voice inside your head is saying to you. It's saying, don't go there, because that means that you're out of integrity and you shouldn't be doing it because you're promising something that you can't keep. And so it's preventing you from even thinking about it, which is keeping you vague, keeping you fluffy. So the first thing what you do is call out that fear and say, that's cool, I've acknowledged you, that you are a fear, and that I understand that I want to work with integrity, but just for a second I'd like to explore what results I could be saying I could get my clients. So the first thing that I want to say is that, so remove that fear. That allows you to explore the tangible outcome that you would like to say, that if there was a possibility that you could ever guarantee something, this would be the thing that you would love to be able to guarantee them, because this is what you believe that your services can help them achieve. So once we remove that fear, we delve right into that solid outcome about what we want to give to our clients. Now we need to go, okay, cool. So if that's the solid outcome that I want to achieve and help my clients get, and I want to be able to say that with confidence, because at the end of the day, you've got to. If you want to sell any of your products, you have to be willing to dangle the juicy carrot. You have to say that this is what you hope to achieve for them, confidently, compellingly, without feeling that tug of, oh, but I'm out of integrity. So I want to help you, bear with me, which is my mission this week, is to help you with this whole integrity issue that we seem to have, is to help you realise that you can still do this with integrity. And the way I described it this morning was that we tend to go in our heads, we have this irrational vision of what might happen. We think that you're going to go out there and you're going to say, for instance, that you are able to, okay, let me use myself as an example before I give any clients away, because I've got them in my head, so I'm trying to put it back to myself. So let me give you an example for me. So I can say that I can help you create sellout programs. Okay, so if I was to say that out loud, suddenly we have this irrational fear that everyone's going to think that I'm some kind of expert sales coach, that I don't know, that I have the answer to all sales funnels. That we think that as soon as we say that, we start thinking that people are going to come to us not understanding how we help them achieve that, and that what we do is perhaps different to how we help them achieve it. Remember, it's just an outcome. How, you could have somebody help you achieve that outcome in a million different ways. And this is what we forget. We think as soon as we state that outcome that we're suddenly going to have a queue of about 1 million clients at our door saying, I'm ready to buy. And you're like, whoa, hold on, because I'm not ready to sell to you because you don't know the rest of the information. That just isn't going to happen. That's just not reality. You're not going to state an outcome and you're not going to suddenly have 1 million people at your door. You need different parts to this in order to be able to make the sale, and you are also in control of the sale. So you know that you are not going to sell it to somebody when they don't know how you achieve it, when they don't understand, for instance, that there is a two-way street going on here and that you cannot accept 100% responsibility for their success, that they have to take responsibility for that as well, and that actually it's a partnership. So it's very important to realize that you are in control of the sales process. And just by stating that you can help someone achieve an outcome, it doesn't suddenly mean that you're out of integrity if, for instance, there's a chance that it doesn't happen. Because remember that we need to pre-qualify, and we seem to forget about all of the whole pre-qualifying scenario when we think about that solid outcome and what we want to be able to promise, in inverted commas, to be able to get them. So we need to remember that very clearly, that there is a pre-qualifying process. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to be pushing them away at the wrong stage. The only time that we want to be really truly pushing them away and laying it out on the line of how it is truly at the stage before they pay you the money. And that's the bit when they're on the blower, when you're on the phone to them and they're like, is this right for me? That's the point in which you have that discussion and help your prospect make the best decision for them with integrity. And that's the only time you should be doing that. Because what I used to do and what I see many people doing is not stating that solid outcome just in case. it doesn't happen, and B, not stating the outcome and actually pushing people away and pushing away potentially ideal clients because they are getting too, you're scaring them before they've got through the door, if that makes sense. So you're pushing them away by saying things like, but it might not happen if, and all these people want at the beginning is reassurance that you can help them. And all you're doing is you're instilling unconfidence in you, and that you're not helping them with their self-belief. You're planting problems in their way before you've even spoken to these people. So remember that your pre-qualifying process happens in stages, and the only time that you want to be really turning people away is at the point of money exchange. So whether that is on the phone or potentially for some products and people that may be at the stage of the buy button. And so before that, you want to be having something very clear on your sales page to say, this program is for you if. This program is not for you if. So you've very clearly stated with integrity what that's all about, so that you know and you can state very clearly this is a two-way process, and you can then put your clauses in, but don't do it too soon in the process, because it does scare people off and it makes people unconfident in what's about to happen and unconfident in the fact that you can help them, and we don't want that. But the first step is embracing that solid outcome, because unless you're willing to embrace that solid outcome, unless you're willing to say this is what we hope to achieve during this process, this potentially, if you've had clients before as well, because you may have had a ton of clients who've already achieved this, like this person I spoke to today, but yet they still weren't able to own that solid outcome because they were scared that it might not happen. She's got 100% success rate so far, but she's still not owning the outcome in case of that one chance that it might not happen in the future. But you need to call that out and play with that and say, okay, so what would be the situations in which it wouldn't work? And those are the things that you start to call out in your head to rationalize it and to help you get comfy. Because quite a lot of the time is that you know that you can do everything in your power, but there may be something on your client's side that they haven't done, aren't willing to do, or perhaps aren't the right fit. So for instance, if this person doesn't have the intent to change, if this person doesn't have the true ability to be coached, some people aren't coachable. Perhaps it might be that they want to blame everybody else for everything that's going on for them, and that they have a clear pattern of that. Then you wouldn't touch that client with a barge pole, because you know that it's not going to work. So you need to kind of play with these fears and really call them out and write these things down so that you can come to the comfortability factor. Because the fact of the matter is, if you don't get comfortable with your solid outcome that's tangible, that people want, if you're not willing to dangle the carrot that they want, then you're not going to ever find it easy to find clients. It's always going to be a struggle, and you are not going to hit the spot. And like this client that I spoke to this morning was talking about, that when they spoke to people, that's when the connection was made, and that's when she was able to convert, because they wanted to buy into her, they built that trust, and it was all good. But what she wasn't doing, she wasn't attracting and converting clients with ease before they got on the phone. And that's the piece that you will find the attraction happening. You want to be able to attract people and convert them before they get on the phone to you, so that when they do get on the phone to you, it's a decision-making call. It's, that they want to work with you. This is a point where you say, can I deliver the goods that they want me to deliver, and are they right for the program, and do I want to work with these people? So let's switch the roles around a little bit here. All of your conversion, the majority of your conversion, should be happening before the call. And so that's why it's so important for you to be able to state that solid outcome, because they need to be able to draw in. They need to be able to get caught in the net, so that you can help to nurture them and help to show them that you are the person to be investing in order to help them solve their problem. But if you're not confident, if you're not compelling in that process, you're always going to find you're hitting a wall with client attraction and client conversion, because you've got to be brave, you've got to have courage enough to talk about what you want. So I hope that little nugget has helped you guys today and helped you embrace your solid outcome a little bit more. But you do need to call it out. A lot of people think that they have clarity when they don't. They think they have clarity to a point, but there's this integrity issue which is stumping them from actually being able to state what they want, you know. Because let me just give you one example here. For instance, let me give you an example of a client that may come to me that I wouldn't take on. So somebody who wants to appear as the expert, but who isn't willing to niche down and wants to remain a jack of all trades. That is a very obvious example, but that will be somebody who will not fit to work together. They may see what I do, they may see the results that I get my clients, they may see what people go on to do in the alignment that they may have, but they may not have the willingness to actually be specific and pick. And if they're not willing to be specific and decide, then we are not right to work together, and there's no point. And so that's somebody who may come to me that I may turn away, because I don't want to help them, because it's going to be a struggle, and then I know that they're not going to get the results because they're not willing to do that. So that may be something that I speak to them with. If something that comes up on the call that I feel the resistance to doing that, then I know that it's a no from me. So you've got to be willing to take them up to the line, and when you're at the line, then you lay it down for them. You've come this far because you clearly have this problem. You've come this far because you know that I can help you solve it. But I need to tell you that it will only be solved if. And that's where your integrity kicks in, because you've got to be compelling, confident and passionate about selling that solid outcome in the first instance. Hey Hannah, lovely to see you. So yeah, there we go. There's my little golden nugget for today, and I hope it's helped some of you, because like I said, and I mentioned this yesterday, is that I hold integrity is a huge value of mine, but it's so important to recognise that there's a difference between integrity and imposter syndrome. There are two very different things. And so it's knowing when it's important to hold integrity the whole time, but don't confuse it with imposter syndrome, and don't let imposter syndrome stop your sales, because that's what will happen. So I hope that helps a little bit. Loads of love, everybody. It's been fab chatting to you guys this afternoon. I'm planning on being back in here again tomorrow. Look at you, lucky you, 3 days in a row. Because I'm feeling so much better day by day. I'm just, I'm really getting back on it. So looking forward to speaking to you guys tomorrow. And yeah, I'll hopefully let you know a little bit quicker next time. But lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.